Hello, everybody, here to you, and welcome back to Let's Play Kirby 64. So, luckily for us, this level is not going to require any combinations whatsoever, which is going to make the likes of me very happy. So we continue on downwards, and I gotta say, I love the color palette of this world. How the colors just go all darker and things like that as we get deeper into the water. It's very beautiful and things like that. So, yeah, we're moving onwards. And I want to be super careful with this place because I remember this giving me trouble my first playthrough. But, like, just look at that background. It's so gorgeous. All the colors look nice and things like that. And, the music. The music of this game honestly reminds me of Spyro the Dragon in a way, because Spyro the Dragon has an amazing soundtrack, except when Kirby dies. Spyro the Dragon has a pretty great soundtrack, even if I can't exactly remember most of the songs off the top of my head. But the songs that do stand out, they really, really do stand out. They're just so great, and I'm just really happy to be Let's Playing this game. Even if the previous episode was kind of a pain, I really do enjoy this game, and when we get to the great points, it's really great. Like, it's just one of those games, you know? It might be a little hard to say, and I probably didn't word myself the best way that I possibly could have, but this game is just really pleasant to play through, you know? So we have a cake down there, and we got to eat it too, so that's pretty fun. I do enjoy a slice of cake. Even if it does lie to me at sometimes. Alright. But I also really like how Kirby's walking animation is different when he's underwater. It's a very clever touch. Alright, so I believe this area is going to be where we'll want to watch out for. I think there's another crystal shard somewhere around here we gotta watch out for and things like that. Kirby is stuck on the wall. There we go. He's no longer stuck on the wall. Man, okay. I used to get confused on how that could happen in video games. Then I started working on my own 2D platformer for like a school project and realized that it's very easy to accidentally get a character stuck on a floor. Because like one issue that I was having specifically, this might seem a little too technical for some viewers, is that one problem that I was facing was that the character sprite was just a little bit too big. Like there's too much space, empty space, between the bottom of the character's foot and the bottom of the sprite. So like it would register that, but the foot itself would still be stuck on the floor. So it would get stuck and it wouldn't be that pleasant experience at all. Why is the camera not panning more to the right? I kind of want to see where I'm going. It's probably because Kirby was looking left. I don't know. Alright, so this one right here, I don't like doing this in the middle of a Let's Play, but I'm going to set a restore point right here because this one gives me a lot of trouble. I don't like doing this during a Let's Play, I don't care so much during collabs, but this is something that I'm going to make an exception for, because this one drives me crazy. And I'm super happy that I did, because we barely missed it. Alright, restore point, don't fail me now. Maybe a little bit lower. Come on. Yeah. First try. Easy. Too easy. Owie. Some kind of healing thing would be really nice right now because I'm so sick of dying. Okay. So, as we go across this area, I'd like to ask the viewers a question. So, how do you feel about restore points in games? Do you like using them? Do you only use them occasionally? Do you use them for literally everything? How do you feel about restore points? So, personally, for me, I usually use a restore point at a time when I'd usually save the game anyway, just as I don't know how to word this, but like, kind of like a backup save. But I would also use it at a point like that where I know if I do fail on something that's easy to mess up on, that I wouldn't have to go too far back and things like that. So it's kind of like a nice little fail-safe on something. But I also like to experiment with it too, because like if I'm playing a game that has an RNG system, like for example, Super Mario Bros. 3 has those item houses. I like using the restore points to kind of test those to see like how they work. Does the RNG take into consideration certain things and stuff like that? That's a very great way to word that. Basically, does the RNG start counting before or after you open up the treasure chest? So, in the case of Super Mario Bros. 3, when you open up the treasure chest, it doesn't matter which one you open up. It's always going to start after you open the treasure chest, so that's something that's pretty interesting. Where is this third crystal shard? I think it's not in this area. Okay, I was looking over my notes, and I thought there was going to be one in this room, but it seemed like that's not going to be the case. Alright, let's head this way. I'm going to grab the food. Okay. I know for a fact there's now going to be a crystal shard in here. I'll be careful with this, especially since I don't want to die. I think it's going to be along the floor. Yeah, it's definitely going to be along the floor, so let's be careful with this. I love how the seaweed look. Yep, it's right there. I love how the seaweed looks in this area. It just looks so cool. You can definitely see like how intense the current is in this room. That is cheap! That is cheap. Come on, game. We were literally stuck between a boulder and a Gordo. There was nothing we could have done right there. But of course, after I say that, we're going to notice something in editing. It was like, oh, that's what we could have done instead. But still, that was cheap. Come on, game. You're better than this. But yeah, now let's go across this area. I really hope that it counted the crystal shard. Because if it didn't, I'm not going to be a happy gator. Alright, was that everything? Please tell me that was everything. Yeah, that was everything! Woo! And we missed it. Yeah, it did count! Alright, now it's time for the boss fight! And this one is really fun. And now it's boss time! We're going to be facing Acro! It's kind of a silly name. Alright, so basically how this boss fight is going to work is that this is basically going to be the boss fight that the Dungeon 4 boss in Link's Awakening wish it could have been. So it's going to be like a super dangerous fish that we have to watch out for, and it's going to be slamming on the ground. It has a pretty difficult pattern, and it doesn't really have a whole lot of room for error. So basically, you want to watch out for that, and what I recommend you do is I recommend you take a cycle to learn the pattern. Take the cycle to learn the pattern so that you'll know what's coming, because it's always going to be the same. And then wait until the opportunity comes for you to attack. Alright, so now we can do that. We're going to throw the skull at your face, and we missed. So now you're going to be doing that, and heading into the background. So watch out for where Acro is going to be going. And then I believe you're going to be going right there. So, continue this cycle of learning the pattern and then only attacking when you feel comfortable doing so. Because you are going to want to save your maneuverability for when Acro is going to be attacking you and things like that. So, yeah, hopefully this will continue to work. I don't really know what kind of a good power-up would be a good one to recommend for this level. So maybe Firework. I don't know how well Firework works on the water, but I imagine the Firework one would work pretty well down here. You also want to make sure you have a good chunk of your health saved up before the last half of this boss fight, because trust me, you are going to need it. The boss of Link's Awakening is a 4th dungeon wishes it could be this difficult. I remember seeing this in my first playthrough and thinking, oh, this is going to be a breeze, because I was imagining there was going to be something along the lines of that boss from Link's Awakening, but that wasn't the case. Okay, I knew you were going to do that, but I still fell for it. And now you're dead! You are totally dead! Teabag! Whee! I'm an idiot. Okay, that has happened to me before, so I'm not surprised, but... oh, boy. That was dumb of me. Well, that gives me a chance to have more HP going into the second phase. So yeah, stay above the area and do not let yourself fall down. Now we're getting into the second phase of the boss fight, and honestly, I don't actually remember much about this part. So I remember this being really difficult, so I'm a little bit nervous right now, but I intentionally went out of my way not to practice for this because I kind of wanted to have like a semi-blind reaction because I remember this being difficult, but I don't actually remember how difficult it is. Alright, so, ooh, you're firing torpedoes now. That is actually kind of badass, honestly. Are you a shark or a dolphin? Either way, you're awesome and I love you. I don't feel it. I'm high, I'm believing that you're in love with me. Okay, so a bit of a fun story. Somebody that I work with, they found my videos, and every now and then they want me to quote something from Breath of the Wild where I was like, I found a stick! So whenever I do that for them, I always imagine what would have happened if they found any of my other Let's Plays, because, like, if they found any other Let's Plays where I started singing things like, I don't feel it, you're in love with me, I always wonder if they would have asked me to quote something like that as well. But anyway, we beat the boss fight! It wasn't too bad. I really liked that one. So yeah, Aquastar, I gotta say, the first half of it I wasn't really fond of, but this last level was so gorgeous, and this boss fight was really fun, so this is the first world that I'd say I'm pretty mixed on, honestly. But hopefully things will change for the next one, because now we'll be going inside Neostar in the next episode. So thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Kirby 64, and until next time, leave gear to you. Oh yeah.